Wrap in, touch the back. Wrap out and open. Wrap in, grab, and duck out. Guys, you're now ended, if you were to turn and face her, are right over left, double-crossed hands. You're looking at her over your right shoulder with your feet in a pivot position. Your right foot forward and your left foot back. Weight onto your right foot. At this point in time, guys, you're going to do a pivot. 1, 2, step the woman 3, forward as you step backwards. You're going to step across 5 as she pivots. Coming back the other way, we've just finished the duck out. 3, 5. Guys, you're going to pivot across. 1, 2, step back 3 as you bring her forward. Step across yourself as you bring her and pivot her in 5. From here, you're going to go into an overhead turn with both hands outside. So guys, you're going to turn her with both hands to your left. 1, 2, and at this point in time, I'm going to start splitting the hands. Take the left hand up as I step sideways, right hand down as I step back and turn the woman. Ladies, this is the first time that we've actually covered something other than a pivot, and you're going to start to spiral. Spiral is something that occurs after a pivot. We'll talk about that as soon as we get to that position. Duck her out. Come around, guys. 1, 2, 3, 5. You're now able to see past her head, guys. You're going to move up beside her. 1, 2. You're going to start to split the hands. Left hand up, right hand down. 3 as I step sideways. Right foot behind as she does another pivot. Now, guys, you've turned her only to back line of dance on this 5. What you're going to do now is you're going to ask her to rotate a little bit more, but not make any more change of weight. Ask her to rotate and face you, but ask her to do no more weight changes. Ladies, what's happening is that as the guy has asked you to pivot the last time, he's now taking your arms and he's asking you to turn more, but he hasn't asked you to change weight. If he doesn't ask you to change weight, you'd say, I'm going to turn on the foot I'm on, which is my left foot. I'm going to turn the direction he's asking me to turn. Because he hasn't asked me to change weight, I'm not going to change the position of my right foot. Not going to move it anywhere. Now what happens is it gets all crossed up, and this is called the spiral position. So he's asked me to do 1, 2, 3, 5. What's going to happen is that's going to end up happening right after the pivot. The pivot was actually on the count of 5. The spiral is going to happen on the count of 6. So I've ended in a right over left double crossed hand. I've just crossed in front, brought her from the duck out, came around, brought her around me. I'm going to give her an outside turn to this hammerlock position. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Now when we dance it, it's going to look like it's all one motion, but we wanted to make sure that we took the time to show that it was 2 separate pieces, a pivot and then a spiral. Ladies, you're going to be tempted to just throw yourself right into the spiral, but make sure you don't do that. That's going to make it look like you're just not as advanced as if you were to hit the pivot and then spiral, which would look much more controlled. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. From there, we're going to go into Hammerlock Pretzels. Hammerlock Pretzels, man's going to move back away from the woman. He's going to cross in front. 2. He's now going to bring his left foot together as he lifts a hand over his head and asks the woman to do a pivot and step backwards. 3. He's now going to take his right hand over his head, ask the woman to step back as he steps backwards, and he can now look over her shoulder again. From this position, he's going to turn the lady down line of dance, taking the right hand across her face for an inside turn. On 2, begin to bring it down. On 3, take the other hand up. And on 5, hook behind again, the spiral position once more. Let's do a review of that. Taking it from the wrap, have the guy wrapping the lady up, left hand over. We're going to do a basic forward and duck out. 1, 2, 3, 5. Man's going to pivot across. 1, 2, 3, 5. Going to turn the lady outside turn, taking the left hand and the right hand over the head, dropping the right hand down, splitting, keeping the left hand up. 3, 5. Ask the woman to do a pivot, then spiral through to face the man. From there, we're going to ask the woman to step forward as the man steps back. Have the man cross in front as the woman steps forward. Man's going to take the left hand up over his head as he brings his feet together. Woman's going to take her second step back as the man crosses, steps behind with his right foot. He should be able to see over the woman's shoulder. And again, 1, 2, 3, 5. Back the other direction. Guys, your footwork is 1, 2, lift a hand up, Feet together, 3, 5. Making sure that only one arm comes up at the same time. If you were to try and bring both up at the same time, you get very uncomfortable on the shoulders. 1, 2, 3, I'm stepping sideways. 5, I'm going backwards. 1, 2, arm up, 3, 5. Give her one more turn. When we bring her the last turn, we're going to go to the hammerlock position one last time, 3, 5, and then we're going to go into a new pattern.